Hello classmate. Here the topic has been provided for you all. You can see the topic clearly. So yes, today's topic that we are supposed to discuss is plants and animals are interdependent. That means they are depending upon each other. Do you agree with it? Yes or no? So that should be in your mind. Do we depend upon plants? Plants, do we depend upon us, animals and humans? How? So that we are going to discuss. Obviously, the answer is yes, we depend upon each other. We depend upon plants for food, for oxygen, no? All those things. And plants also, they depend upon us. Okay, so that we are going to discuss how. Okay, so the points here will tell you how they are depending upon each other. So let's focus on the first point there. Okay, first point here, animals depend on plants for respiration. So animals, you all know, animals and humans, in order to survive, in order to respire, we need oxygen. Okay, we breathe in oxygen to live, to survive. So that oxygen is liberated by plants during the process of photosynthesis. So we rely upon plants for oxygen. Okay, and that helps in the process of respiration in animals. So that is how we are depending upon each other. Next point is plants depend on animals for photosynthesis. So plants, they utilize carbon dioxide in this process called photosynthesis. So that carbon dioxide, it is released out by the animals during respiration. You all know that. So that carbon dioxide, it is utilized by the plant in the process of photosynthesis. So that is how they are depending upon each other. So 2 points you came to know. Yes. Now another point, the third point here is all animals that live on trees for shelter and also for food. You all know animals, most of them, they live in the forest areas, no, in the trees and all. Yes, so insects also, they live there, birds, monkeys and all, you can imagine that they live in trees. So animals, those are living on the trees and all, the forest areas. Plants, trees, the forest provide them shelter, a home. Yes or no? The habitat where they stay. Okay. And also, not only shelter, but also it provides them food. Okay. So, this is how they depend upon each other. So, insects and birds help the plants in pollination. Insects and birds, we all know, we had studied about pollination. What is pollination? It is a transfer of pollen grains from one plant to another plant, the flowers. No, it occurs in the flower. So here they need agents. Yes, cross pollination, they need agents. So these agents are the animals, birds and insects, you can see. So with them, with the help of these insects and birds, the pollen grains are transferred. And if pollination occurs, then only reproduction occurs in plants. Yes or no? So this is how they are dependent upon each other. They help each other. Okay. Another one is dead remains of animals are decomposed by microorganisms. Please don't forget about microorganisms. Okay, they are present in the ecosystem. They are also interdependent. Okay, so the remains of plants and animals, the dead remains, they are decomposed with the help of microorganisms. Yes or no? And when they are decomposed, what happens? They are decomposed in the soil. Okay, such that the soil gains fertility. It gains all the nutrients that can be utilized by the plants for their further growth, proper and healthy growth. So that is how they are interrelated. They are interlinked with each other. Okay. So the first topic is done. Now you can see the second topic here, balance in nature. So in order to understand this, I'll give you an example. You'll understand it clearly. So take an example of grass, deer and tiger, the food chain of it. The food chain of these three categories, tropic levels. Okay. Grass is eaten by deer. Deer is eaten by tigers. Okay. Suppose there are deers, okay, that feeds all the grasses, all the deers that are present in this earth feeds all the grasses, it finishes it up. Okay, and there are other herbivores there. Yes or no? If the herbivores, okay, Now that these deers, they have finished off all the grasses, they have eaten it up. Okay, what will happen to the herbivores? So they will not get grass. No, they also feed upon that same grass. Yes or no? Now it is finished. So obviously the herbivores, they will starve and they may die. They may get extinct. So you all know the tiger, they are the carnivores, and they feed not only on deers but they feed upon um, the other herbivores also. So obviously there will be the herbivores, the number of the herbivores may decrease and the deer may increase, as well as the plants, it has finished, so it has decreased. So there will not be a balance in nature now. For that, what happened? The herbivores, they are dead. No herbivores left, only the tigers. So what will happen to the tigers? Can they survive if there's no food for them? No. So obviously there is a disbalance in nature. Okay, so not on that, those are natural balance in nature. That is how they are balanced, kept in balance. Both plants and animals, even microorganisms, they help to keep the balance in nature. Okay, not only that, but the human activities, okay, that are raising right now, it disturbs the balance in nature. So that we are going to discuss. How now? There are three ways, okay, that we need to discuss. They are humans, they have started using harmful chemical substances, these like fertilizers, insecticides, pesticides, no. So they harm the ecosystem also. Okay, they not only kill the pests and all, insects and all, but they destroy other useful substances like fungus, useful bacteria, not germs, microorganisms, I mean to say. Okay, so they kill them. They destroy the chemical substances, fertilizers. They are destroying plants' life also. Along with that, they are destroying human life also. Yes or no? So this is, if plants and animals, they are destroyed in the food chain, what will happen? So obviously there will be a disbalance in nature. The next one is deforestation. In deforestation, what happens? You all know it is the removing, the cutting of the trees. Yes or no? If that is done, you all know the natural habitat for plants, for animals, insects and all, they are the forest. Suppose the forest is deteriorated, it is cut down, deforested. What will happen? Will they get a natural habitat? Will they get shelter? Will they get food? No. Okay, so human beings, what are they doing? They are destroying forest in order to benefit themselves. Okay, in order to make their houses, in order to make the forest a cultivated land for industries and all, they are destroying the forest. When they destroy these forests, obviously the animals, the insects, the birds, those are living in the forest, they will lose, they will their shelter, the home place, their natural habitat, it also gets destroyed. Okay, and when they get destroyed, the food chain also gets disturbed there. Yes or no? If the food chain gets disturbed, obviously if one of the species is in the food chain is lost or it gets extinct, the whole nature also will get disturbed. Okay, so that is the main causes. Okay, the last one here is greenhouse effect. So you know what is greenhouse effect? You all know the sun, it gives energy in the form of heat and light. You all know that. So when this natural greenhouse effect is a natural process where the sun energy, it enters to the earth's surface. Okay, so some of those radiation, those energy, it is radiated, is reflected back to the space, and some of it is absorbed there on the by the surface of the earth. Now what happens? The radiation, okay, along with the gases, the greenhouse gases, it gets more radiated, okay, such that it rises the temperature of the atmosphere and the surface of the earth. Okay, so this may also, when there is a rise in temperature, the atmosphere is in the in the surface of the earth, obviously there will be disbalance in nature. It will affect climatic conditions. Yes or no? So that is how they bring disbalance in the nature. So this is due to human activities. So it occurs naturally also, I have explained it. So this is what about balance in nature. Okay, so these two are the topics that we had to discuss today. Hope you have understood it. Please go to the video, and along with the video you need to turn your pages also. You go to your book also. Okay, and the next topic next week will be forest ecosystem. Thank you so much. Hope you have understood. Okay.